All right, so let's jump right into it. Today we're talking about something I think a lot of people are really hyped for.
Yeah.
Season 5 of Martial Universe. It's been quite a wait.
It has.
But the premiere is just around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
We've got a lot to unpack today. From new studios and story arcs to some serious challenges that I think the show needs to overcome.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of eyes on Martial Universe right now.
To get the full scoop, we're diving deep into this article I found from Donghua Reviewer. It's called Martial Universe Season 5 Release. Everything you need to know about the exciting new season.
I love that title.
It really breaks down why this season is so important for the show. And it also gives us some really good hints about what we can expect.
It's a great read. And the article doesn't shy away from some of the criticisms of the show in the past. Martial Universe hasn't quite reached the same level of popularity as some of its competitors.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And after a year-long hiatus, they need to pull out all the stops to win back fans and attract new viewers.
Yeah, for sure. They've definitely picked a strategic premiere date, though, January 1st, 2025, kicking off the new year with a bang.
Yeah, and going with a weekly release every Thursday.
Oh, interesting. Every Thursday. Smart move. Avoiding those weekend release clashes with big hitters like Battle Through the Heavens and Soul Land.
Yeah, those are some big shoes to fill.
So they're playing it smart with the release. But what about the content itself? What's got everyone buzzing about Season 5?
Well, the biggest draw, I think, is definitely the story arc they're adapting. The 100 Empires War arc. It's a fan favorite from the novel for a reason.
Oh yeah, I've heard it's nonstop action. Give us the rundown.
Okay, so basically this arc throws Lin Dong and his crew right into this massive tournament. They're representing the Great Yan Dynasty, which, compared to the other super dynasties in the competition, is kind of like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
So they're the underdogs. I love an underdog story.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of challenges can we expect to see Lin Dong facing in this arc?
Oh, all sorts. He's going to be pushed to his limits, both physically and mentally, facing off against opponents with incredible power and unique techniques. We're going to see a lot of growth in his character as he navigates rivalries, makes difficult decisions, and discovers more about the vast world of Martial Universe.
Sounds like they're really upping the ante this season. The article also mentioned some pretty big visual upgrades.
Yes.
Especially with the character designs.
Yes, particularly Ying Qingzhu. She's a pivotal character, but in previous seasons, her design wasn't really doing her justice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now in Season 5, she's got this whole new look. From the teaser images, it seems like they're leaning into her elegance and power. She's rocking this flowing white gown that just screams celestial grace.
That's great to hear. And on top of that, they've brought in a whole new production team. Shanghai Motion Magic, the studio behind Battle Through the Heavens.
Yeah, that's a huge change.
That is a huge change. The first 4 seasons were handled by Beijing DC Impression Vision, and the animation quality was?
Well, a little inconsistent.
Yeah, I think that's putting it nicely.
Yeah, some fans weren't too happy with the visuals, but Shanghai Motion Magic has a reputation for delivering top-notch animation. Their experience and resources are on a whole other level.
So are we thinking Battle Through the Heavens level of quality for Martial Universe?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but the potential is definitely there. What's especially exciting is Shanghai Motion Magic's expertise in fight scene choreography.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
I mean, epic battles are at the heart of Martial Universe.
Exactly. And this studio doesn't just throw out explosions and flashy effects. They choreograph fights that are strategic, dynamic, and they really tell a story. They understand the flow of combat, how to make each movement impactful and meaningful.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. So we're not just talking about visual spectacle. We're talking about fight scenes that actually enhance the storytelling and character development.
Precisely. They can translate those raw emotions of a fight, the desperation, the determination, the triumph, into breathtaking visuals. Think about Lin Dong facing off against these incredibly powerful opponents from the other dynasties, their styles, clashing powers surging. It's going to be incredible to see Shanghai Motion Magic's take on these battles.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It sounds like they're pulling out all the stops to make this season visually stunning.
They definitely are. But we can't forget that they're facing some major challenges.
Right.
Rebuilding an audience after such a long break is no easy feat, especially with those Donghua heavy hitters still dominating the scene.
And let's be real, that Thursday release slot is a bit of a gamble. Will viewers tune in midweek, or will they be too caught up in the weekly grind?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And it all comes down to whether Martial Universe can recapture the magic that drew people to it in the first place. They've got the potential, but now they need to deliver.
They do have a lot to prove. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The article kind of touches on this idea that Season 5 isn't just a big deal for Martial Universe. It could actually be a turning point for the entire Donghua industry.
Oh, wow. Interesting take.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's a bold statement, but I think there's some truth to it.
Huh.
Think about it. Martial Universe represents this wave of Donghua series that had a strong start, but then faced criticism, saw their popularity dip, and had to find a way to adapt in a rapidly evolving market.
So it's like Martial Universe is on this journey of self-improvement, and the whole Donghua world is watching to see if they can pull it off.
Exactly. If Martial Universe succeeds in making this comeback, it sends a powerful message. It shows that studios are listening to feedback, taking risks, and pushing the boundaries of what Donghua can achieve.
I love that perspective. It's not just about one show. It's about the potential for growth and evolution across the entire genre.
Right, and it's not just about the technical stuff like animation or fight scenes, it's about the storytelling too. The Hundred Empires War arc has these universal themes. Perseverance, rivalry, the pursuit of power, that can resonate with audiences on a deeper level.
It's like that classic underdog story we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's something everyone can relate to. That desire to overcome obstacles and prove yourself.
Exactly. And Martial Universe is exploring these themes within this incredibly rich world, full of compelling characters and breathtaking visuals. If they can nail the execution, this season has the potential to captivate a global audience.
It's funny, we often talk about Donghua breaking into the global market.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not just about reaching a wider audience. It's about creating stories that truly resonate with people from all walks of life. Stories that transcend cultural boundaries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Martial Universe Season 5 could be groundbreaking. If it delivers on its promise with those improved visuals, the compelling storyline, and relatable characters, it could become a shining example of what Donghua can achieve on a global stage.
It's a lot of pressure, but also an incredible opportunity.
Speaking of opportunities, there's another interesting detail from the article that I wanted to touch on. Remember how we talked about them moving away from the usual 12-episode season and going for a full 24 episodes?
Yeah, that's a big change. I mean, it's double the length.
It is.
What do you make of that?
Well, while some might just see it as a way to adapt a longer story arc, I think it speaks to a larger shift happening in the Donghua landscape. For a long time, Donghua series were limited to these shorter seasons, which often felt rushed or incomplete. It was partly due to budget constraints, production timelines, and maybe even a perception of what audiences wanted.
So are you saying that this move towards longer seasons shows a growing confidence in the medium?
Exactly. It's a sign that Donghua is maturing, that studios are willing to invest more time and resources to craft richer, more immersive stories. And it gives the creators more breathing room. They can flesh out those characters, explore the world in greater detail, and let the plot unfold naturally.
It's like they're saying, hey, we believe in this story, and we're going to give it the space it needs to breathe.
Precisely. It's a sign that Donghua is evolving beyond those initial limitations and embracing its potential for truly powerful storytelling. And Martial Universe is right there on the front lines of this evolution, paving the way for others to follow.
It's amazing to think about how much Donghua has changed in just the past few years. The animation quality, the storytelling, the variety, it's remarkable.
It truly is. And as we dive deeper into Martial Universe Season 5, it's important to remember that it's just one piece of a much larger tapestry. The Donghua industry is a vibrant and constantly evolving ecosystem full of passion, creativity, and a desire to push boundaries.
It's a world where stories come to life through stunning animation, where ancient legends and futuristic visions collide, and where characters embark on epic journeys that capture our hearts and imaginations.
And as fans, we have the privilege of witnessing this evolution firsthand, experiencing these incredible stories as they unfold.
It's like we're all on this grand adventure together, exploring the limitless potential of Donghua. But before we get too caught up in the big picture, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the challenges facing Season 5.
Right. As much as we've been talking about all the exciting changes and potential for success, we can't ignore the realities of the Donghua market. Competition is fierce, and Martial Universe has some catching up to do.
Yeah, it's been a while since the last season, and other shows have gained massive popularity in that time. Battle Through the Heaven Soul Land. These are the titans of the genre right now.
Exactly. Martial Universe needs to find a way to stand out, to recapture the attention of those former fans and attract a new audience. It's a tall order.
But hey, if anyone can pull it off, it's Lin Dong.
Right.
He's all about defying the odds and proving that even the underdog can rise to the top.
That's the spirit. And in a way, Martial Universe itself embodies that underdog spirit. It's a series that's faced its share of setbacks, but it's coming back with a renewed determination, a commitment to quality, and a story that's overflowing with potential.
It's that classic comeback story that everyone loves. We love to root for the underdog, to witness that journey of redemption and rise to greatness.
It's in our nature. We admire those who refuse to give up, push through adversity, and ultimately achieve their goals against all odds.
And that's why, despite all the challenges, I'm so excited for Martial Universe Season 5. It's a chance for the series to prove itself, to reclaim its place among the Donghua elite, and to show the world what it's truly capable of.
You said it. It's a gamble, sure, but the potential rewards are huge. Who knows? Maybe this is just the beginning of an even more epic journey for Martial Universe.
A journey that takes us to new heights of storytelling, animation, and world building.
A journey that captivates audiences worldwide and solidifies Donghua's position as a major force in entertainment. Now that's a future worth fighting for.
Couldn't agree more. But before we get lost in those big dreams, there was one detail from the article I found particularly interesting.
Ooh, which one?
It was about Shanghai Motion Magic. I know we already talked about their reputation for incredible fight scenes, but the article also mentioned that their style might bring a unique visual flair to Martial Universe.
Interesting. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, apparently they're known for incorporating elements of traditional Chinese martial arts into their fight choreography. It's not just about the raw power and special effects. It's about grace, precision, and this almost dance-like flow to the movements.
That's fascinating. You know, Martial Universe has always been rooted in these classic wuxia themes. But the animation hasn't always captured that elegance and fluidity of movement that you see in traditional martial arts films.
Exactly. If Shanghai Motion Magic can bring that visual style to the fight scenes in Martial Universe, it could be a game changer. Imagine Lin Dong's movements with that added level of grace and precision. It would elevate the action to a whole new level.
I'm starting to see it now. It's not just Lin Dong either. Think about all the other characters with their unique fighting styles. Shanghai Motion Magic could really bring those styles to life in a way we haven't seen before.
It's almost like they're adding a whole new layer of artistry to the battles. It's not just about who wins or loses. It's about the beauty and skill on display in every movement.
I'm with you. And I think that's something that could really set Martial Universe apart from other action-heavy Donghua. It's not just about the spectacle. It's about the artistry of combat.
It's like a dance, a delicate balance between power and grace, strategy and instinct. And when it's done right, it can be absolutely mesmerizing.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm definitely more excited now, even more than before. What else does the article say?
Well, there's one more thing I wanted to bring up. Well, the article mentions that the pacing of this season is going to be really important.
Oh, yeah. With a 24-episode season, they have a lot more room to breathe. But it also means they need to be really careful not to drag things out.
Right, exactly. The 100 Empires War arc is jam-packed with action and intrigue. But it also has slower moments, character development scenes, world-building elements. It'll be interesting to see how they balance all of that.
Yeah, I agree. They need to keep the momentum going, especially in those early episodes to hook viewers and keep them invested, you know? If the pacing is off, even the most exciting story can lose its impact.
It's a delicate balance, for sure. Too fast, and you risk sacrificing character development and world building. Too slow, and you risk losing the audience's attention.
It all comes down to smart storytelling. They need to know when to speed things up, when to slow down, and when to give those quiet moments the space they need to breathe.
And they need to make sure those slower moments are still engaging. Give the audience a reason to care about what's happening, even when it's not a big fight scene or a major plot twist.
Right. Those quieter moments are often where the real character development happens. It's where we see those subtle interactions, the doubts, the fears, the hopes that make these characters feel real.
Exactly. It's what makes us connect with them on an emotional level. If they can pull that off alongside those epic battles and stunning visuals, this season has the potential to be something truly special.
You know, it's interesting. We've been talking about all these technical aspects, the animation, the pacing, the fight choreography. But ultimately, the heart of any great story is the characters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Martial Universe has a fantastic cast of characters. Lin Dong with his unwavering determination and sense of justice. Ying Qingzhu with her enigmatic charm and hidden depths. Ying Qingzhu with her strength, elegance, and fierce loyalty. Each one brings something unique to the story.
And the 100 Empires War arc is a perfect opportunity to explore those characters in more depth. They'll be facing challenges, making choices, and forging new relationships that will test them in ways they've never experienced before.
It's those moments of growth, of vulnerability, of triumph that really draw us in as viewers. It's what makes us root for them, cry with them, and celebrate their victories.
It's what makes them feel real, even though they exist in this fantastical world of cultivation and martial arts. And that's the power of great storytelling. It can transport us to another world, make us believe in the impossible, and connect with characters who feel like real people, even if they have superpowers.
That's beautifully said. And it reminds me of why we're both so passionate about Donghua. It's more than just entertainment. It's a way to explore different worlds, connect with characters who inspire us, and experience stories that stay with us long after the credits roll.
Couldn't agree more. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm feeling a sense of excitement and anticipation for Martial Universe Season 5. They've got a lot to prove, but they also have an incredible opportunity to create something truly remarkable.
It's a gamble, but a gamble worth taking. And I think I speak for both of us when I say we'll be watching eagerly on January 1st to see how it all unfolds.
Absolutely. Until then, keep exploring the world of Donghua and let us know what you're most excited about for Martial Universe Season 5.
We'll be back soon to dive into more Donghua news reviews and deep dives. See you then.